Copilot has just had a big upgrade with the release of GPT-5. But what exactly is GPT-5? Should we really care about this new update? Well, today I'm going to be showing you the new GPT-5 inside of Microsoft Copilot, and we can work out together whether this is an update that we've been waiting for many years, or whether it's an update that we can just forget. But before we dive in, did you know that over 90% of you who watch this channel regularly are not subscribed? So if you've ever found one of our tutorials helpful, please do me a favour and hit the subscribe button. It really helps our channel, and the bigger this channel gets, the more new tutorials we can bring you every single week. So now you've hit the subscribe button, let's now work out what this upgrade is, because I know for many of you it can feel really confusing. Okay, so we now know that things have improved at least in some way, right? Well, there's a bigger difference and upgrade inside of GPT-5, which it also takes effect in Copilot. And I want to explain that to you before we see it in action. That's something called orchestration. It means that GPT-5 and in turn Copilot will decide if your prompt or your question needs another layer of research or just a general simple reply. That can sound really confusing once again, but let's consider it in simple terms. If we're going to a vacation or a road trip together, we may know the place we're already going. It doesn't need any level of research. Maybe just check the traffic on the route and where to stop for a coffee. But if we're going to another country or state on our road trip, we're going to need to do some research. Consider local legislation, our insurance coverage, or whether our car will even make it. Now, of course, you'll make that decision yourself on whether you need to do research or just some simple planning when you're planning your next trip. But that's what Copilot and GPT-5 now do. If I ask Copilot to research a new policy, it then decides if it should research a topic in a deeper scenario to give me more of a better result versus a general, more simple reply, which can become frustrating. And all of that is done automatically. But we'll see how that works later on in our live examples. But how did this all work previously then? Well, Copilot always gave us a general reply, but we would need to decide if we wanted to use tools like Researcher to go deeper into a given topic. But that adds time and delay, and a decision from us to decide which is the right experience. So now we know the basics of GPT-5 and its upgrade, let's head into Copilot and see how it all works in action. The best way that we can get started with GPT-5 and check out what's possible is by browsing over to m365.cloud.microsoft. If you have a Microsoft 365 Copilot paid license, you'll see an option to try GPT-5. By left-clicking this button, GPT-5 is now on, allowing us to use the new experiences. So you can get started and use this experience today by selecting that button. But the best way to show you the differences today is to compare them side by side. On the left hand side, we're using the Copilot with GPT-4, the version we've used for quite a while. On the right, we're using the new GPT-5 inside of Copilot. Both of our prompts here are exactly the same. We're simply asking Copilot that from my emails and files, create me a short description of Project Greenspace for our senior management team, outlining the benefits, challenges, and what we are trying to achieve. Let's go ahead and give this prompt to Copilot in both of our tabs, and we will see a visual difference. Yes, on the left, it begins to search for Project Greenspace and begins to come back with that response, with an overview of what the project is and the benefits. On the right, however, it's doing something different. What it's now doing is reasoning. It's coming back with a more thoughtful response. We can expand each of these different searches, and we can confirm what Copilot is now doing. It's digging a lot deeper than what the answer on the left-hand side has done. It's more of a summary or a general reply. This on the right will come back with a more thorough response, including more detail. We can now see that, as I mentioned earlier, orchestration is happening. When I added the prompt in, there was no difference between either, but Copilot has reviewed the query and decided that a more thorough response is needed. The reasoning has taken 46 seconds, so it hasn't taken that long. We can then see the responses beneath. the purpose and vision, the benefits, challenges and more. But it does go a little bit deeper because it has that information taken from a variety of different sources. So we can immediately see a big difference between the two versions of Copilot when running with GPT-4 and GPT-5. But one of the benefits that GPT-5 was also meant to provide was improvements in the way it writes. So let's go ahead and ask both of our different Copilot versions to draft me an email to the SMT, being our senior management team. On the left, we can now see a response being generated, but on the right, it's already finished. Within less than a second, it generated that email. But I'm more interested here in the tone and the wording to see if these improvements in the newer version of GPT-5 have had any effect. On the left-hand side, we can see the general type of content we receive back from Copilot. But what we can also see here is it adds in these headings, and we know that this has been generated by AI. It often does this in these type of emails that we need to also adjust. But on the right-hand side, in a newer version of GPT, we see a better writing style. Instead of headings, we're now seeing a very simple bold text that introduces each section. We now don't need to make those changes. We can also see similar wording, but on the right, it generally is more well worded, and we can now take that into an email. So yes, both provided pretty good results. But on the right, in a newer version of GPT-5, we wouldn't need to rewrite as much to make it feel a little bit more human. If you're watching this and thinking that I need to get better at using Copilot in my day-to-day work, that's exactly what we can do here at Your 365 Coach. We run on-demand courses, live training sessions to help you and your team master Microsoft 365 Copilot. Not just the basics, but the kind of prompts, techniques and workflows that make it generally useful every single day. So whether it's drafting better emails, analysing data in Excel, creating presentations, or using Copilot in Teams to automatically transcribe your meetings, we'll show you how to make it work for you and your team and also your business. You can find out more and book in training for your team at our website linked below. So let's now dive back into Copilot and find out more about these new updates. So we certainly saw some improvements in GPT-5 there, but how about we also give it a different task? Here we have an Excel spreadsheet. We have lots of invoices, the amounts, the due dates, and whether the payment has been settled. What I want to have is Copilot summarise this information to come back with some insights for my senior management team. So once again, we'll open both versions of Copilot and attach our data, this time asking a prompt to review the invoice data, identify the amounts of invoices paid and overdue and total the amounts, and generate charts to help summarise the data with our management team. By giving this both into Copilot, we once again will see a similar experience. It begins to also open the file and analyse the result, and then come back with some insights. We can once again see on the left that Copilot in GPT-4 is the quicker off the mark. It provides the basics, the amount of the invoices themselves, the total amount paid and overdue, and a very simple visual summary of a bar chart. But that is its response. I would now need to further ask questions of Copilot to drill down further. We've now also had a response from GPT-5, but it took a lot longer to respond, in fact 170 seconds, and it done a lot of reasoning to go through our Excel data. But are the results any better? Well, let's go ahead and scroll down. We get the information I needed, the invoice status and all the totals. But now we see the overdue aging by the values and the top 5 customers by the outstanding amount. None of that was available when we also had the question to the earlier version of Copilot in GPT-4. But instead of one chart, we now get multiple. The invoice amount by status. We also see the share of invoice value versus paid of overdue and the overdue aging amount. As well as this, the top 5 customers by the outstanding amount, and also the ability to download a summary of this information that Copilot's also generated. It even tells us how it worked out the information and quick takeaways. You can now see the big difference between the two versions of GPT-4 and GPT-5. Yes, it did take 170 seconds to reply, but the information we have is much more valuable. So there we can see the big difference in the improvement when we're looking at data through the simple question and prompt using a newer version of GPT-5 in Copilot. But how about we also change it again? In this web version of Copilot, I'm now asking a simple question. What considerations should be made when planning a new development in the City of London? Let's give it to both these versions of GPT in Copilot and check out what the responses come back with. And we can see in seconds that GPT-5 provides a relevant answer. It's completely finished. On the left-hand side, it's still writing out the answer. This hasn't used the more advanced thinking capability, and instead, a general response is provided to both questions. What if you wanted to also go a step further? This is useful as a general response. But we can also ask the newer version of GPT-5 to simply think deeper. Yes, those two words will allow you to use GPT-5 to go further into its analysis. And we can try that out by asking Copilot a further question. Think deeper about the approach we need to take with a planning approval in the City of London. And we can see here the response to this question is very different. On the left-hand side, the GPT-4 version again provides another general response. It's not very deep or very detailed. But on the right-hand side, we can see that the reasoning model was now invoked. For 46 seconds, it done additional research to help answer the question. We actually see here that the additional information provided now goes into the weeks of the development process to get approval, and what we should also consider in further detail. This is more specific and more detailed than what we had from the earlier version of Copilot using GPT-4. So even when the orchestration gives you a general reply, we can ask the Copilot to dig deeper, to be able to find more information and come back with more relevant and specific result, something that was not possible using the earlier versions of GPT, which Copilot was powered by. So there we go. We've now seen some live examples of using Copilot to generate this content and the differences between GPT-4 and GPT-5 when it comes to using Copilot. So, after taking GPT-5 for a spin inside of Copilot, I'd say this isn't a dramatic overnight transformation. It does certainly feel better, but more in an incremental way. And that's something we're seeing echoed by plenty of people who have tried GPT-5 inside of ChatGPT. But here's another angle. Maybe we've just become so used to these tools over the past couple of years that much like the new iPhone releases, updates can feel very incremental. Yet, if we stepped out of a time machine from 2018 and seen what's possible today, well, we'd probably be pretty blown away by it. So, is GPT-5 just hype? No, I see it as a useful upgrade in the broader evolution of AI tools, and one that will continue to improve our Copilot experience for the future years to come. Just don't expect it to do everything for you. At least now, Copilot and these GPT models, well, they're there to help us, not replace us. And I honestly think that's a good thing. So why not try GPT-5 in Copilot for yourself and tell me what you think in the comments below. Is it a meaningful update or just hype? And please don't forget, don't join the 90% that watch without subscribing. Hit the like button and the all-important subscribe button. And other than that, I look forward to seeing you in the next one.